Hi guys, and today we're going to be looking at the KWC 1911. This is the A1 tactical version. This has been my pistol now for over a year, and I picked it up from JD for about £79. It was on sale when I picked it up. Brilliant piece of kit, and I cannot fault the actual build quality as such, as it's been with me now for over a year. You can see from the pistol that there is some scarring from use, but considering that it has been over a year and for £70, it has not really let me down really. I've definitely seen a lot worse paint jobs done on these pistols before, and there is places where if you pull that back there, that's completely gone, but it's to be expected as it is, slamming against this part here all the time. When it comes to performance, what I did notice when I first bought this pistol is that it comes with these CO2 mags, which are pretty okay as long as you know that you need to be able to tighten these pins at the back. If you get one of the little keys, if you find a key on eBay, you can tighten these up and loosen them off. What I would say is loosen them off, put a bit of spray oil, gun oil down there, silicone based oil, and then tighten them back up, and you tend to get a better seal. Spray a bit on here as well when you take these out. There is a little O-ring in there which gets a bit dry. Those are the two places, and then it tends to hold up quite well. I've took these apart twice in the past year. One of these, I don't know which one it is now, because if you can see, this is my other one, and I bought this one separately. When this come, one of the two, I don't know which one it was, but when they come out of the box, they were leaking from day one. So as long as you know what you're doing when it comes to maintenance, you can keep this gun running. All that you need to know is to lube these parts here and get yourself a key. The keys are no more than £6 to £12 off eBay. I'll try and link them in the description for you guys, so you have an idea of where you need to go. And you'll keep it going. As far as function goes, this gun has not stopped any single game. I've used it for nearly a year on every single game, and I play twice a week. So credit where credit's due. It does its job. Obviously paint wise, and you can see on the mags where the insertion is, there is a bit of scarring, but really when it comes to a year, I don't think you can really complain at that. There is other pistols that I've seen with worse coats of paint, which I'll get into in another video. I've got a video coming up about that. As far as performance wise, what I have noticed is when I first had these, the CO2 capsules did push this over the legal limits where I live, where you have to be around 350 FPS to use a pistol, and this was shooting just slightly over. I was saying between 370 and just shy of 400 FPS, which is okay if you're taking it to a milsim, but if you're taking it to a regular skirmish, it's going to be quite a hot weapon really. What I have noticed now though is, obviously before I used to dump a bit of the CO2 out every time I put a mag in, or I would fire at the range and drain one mag, then refill, and then I'd be okay to go. What I've noticed now is that now it's broken in. About 6 months down the line after I used it, it did break in, and I did find, I don't know whether it might be the bucking that broke in, so you could get a bit more hop on the pellets, and then what happened then is obviously the FPS would drop down. I'm not really too sure. It just slowly dropped down in FPS. It now is legal, even with a new capsule in. I do tend to drop a little bit of the CO2 out of the mags still, just out of habit, but you don't really need to. One of the other guys that comes with us to Airsoft on a weekly basis, he has the standard version, so it looks like the classic version, and he found that I was had him around the house, and we had a chrono out, and we must have been doing shot after shot after shot, nearly going through the entire bulb, and it was not even legal. So some do, some don't, depends on. This particular model, I've had no problems with it, and I've passed chrono every single time. So it's one thing to be aware of, that I don't know whether it differs between pistol to pistol. But other than that, really, everything works on the gun. You can pull the slide back. Obviously, I'm doing this with one hand, but you can pull the slide back, and it does catch. If you can see there, it does have quite a bit of lip left. A lot of people, what they were saying is that this was shave off, and then it wouldn't lock back. But I've had no problems. It is still quite snappy. I do find that it has lost a bit of its recoil power when it comes back to reset. That's just down to the recoil spring. I reckon if you could swap one of them out, I bet you could get it back to firing pretty quick. But that's not really why you're buying this weapon, to be fair. One of the main reasons I bought it was because of the CO2. It was a cheap CO2 pistol at the time, so using one of these CO2 capsules in the winter was brilliant. That's what I bought it for, considering I am British, I live in Britain, and it is always a bit nippy and cold. So a lot of green gas magazines, if you play airsoft, you'll notice people, if they spam the trigger on their pistol a little bit too much, and they dump a load of gas, and it's never fun. So that's why I swapped to CO2. My first pistol was green gas, and I just didn't get on with it at all. So okay if you were playing indoors, but if you're outdoors, it's pointless. But I never had that problem with this. It's never really stopped. I ran it at a few events. I ran it at 2 milsims. One of the milsims was Gangster City, which was a brilliant event, and I ran it with a torch. Did find that it did scar the paint when I used it with a torch, and there is a little bit of a lip there. I don't know whether the torch was too tight or whether this was cut too wide, one or the other. But being that it was only £70, really, it was a steal for me, and I can't complain, really. I think the only problem I had with it is that the accuracy isn't particularly great. It is only really for room clearing. So that is one thing I would say, is just use it in the idea that you're only going to use it really for room clearing. I'm guessing there'll be like some tech wizards out there that would be able to push the range out. But as far as I'm concerned, this isn't really that type of weapon. This is room clearing, maybe using it if you... we went to an event and we could... I was one of the drivers, so I could hang this out the window and shoot at people in front of me and to the side of me. So that's what I really use it for, is more for room clearing, or if I'm using it in tight environments like a car or stuff like that. So... other than that, really, it's been a great pistol. There's not really anything I can complain about. It strips down really, really easy. That pin there, just pop that pin out, and then when you're ready, just pop the pin back in, slide it forward, slide it back. And I just love it. I really do love this pistol, to be fair. It's still got a warm place in my heart. It's not going to be used as regularly at the moment, but as far as I'm concerned, it's still really, 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 really pretty pistol. Really, I love the trigger, and I do love that you can mount a torch on it. Obviously, some pistols you just can't. Definitely when you go back to the original version of this. So, but yeah. Anyway, so guys, please stay tuned to the channel. There's going to be more videos coming up. I've got a couple of reviews that I'm working on. So just ding the bell, subscribe, and please like the video. If you can, drop a comment down in the comments below, and let me know what do you think, and whether anybody owns one of these, if anyone else owns one of these, what your opinions are. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So alright, and guys, have a good one. See ya.